Welcome everyone to the 2023 Professional Engineers Ontario Virtual Order of Honor Ceremony. Here is our host and MC for tonight's presentation, PEO President Royden Fraser.
My name is Royden Fraser and I am the President of Professional Engineers Ontario. On behalf of PEO Council and the Order of Honor Selection Committee, I welcome you all to the 2023 Professional Engineers Virtual Order of Honor Ceremony. This year marks the 60th anniversary of the Order of Honor program. It started out in 1963 as the Sons of Martha Medal and was renamed the Order of Honor in 1994. And over 6 decades, it's recognized scores of incredible engineer volunteers and leaders who've all shared a desire and commitment to serve PEO and the profession. PEO has undergone tremendous change over this time. Notably, over the past 5 years since we began our enterprise-wide transformation, almost every aspect of PEO's operations have been transformed in pursuit of our goal of becoming a professional regulator, including our volunteer recognition programs such as the Order of Honor. Later this evening, you will hear more about these changes and how PEO's volunteer and stakeholder engagement will now focus on a regulatory role. But one thing remains constant. The PEO volunteers who offer their time, skills, and knowledge in assisting us to regulate the engineering profession in the public interest and promote PEO's regulatory role across Ontario. Before we begin, I would like to introduce PEO's new CEO Registrar, Engineer Jennifer Qualieta, to say a few words. Jennifer began her new role in January 2023, and before joining PEO, she worked in leadership positions in the public and private sectors, including at the Healthcare Insurance Reciprocal of Canada, North York General Hospital, and the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care. Please welcome Jennifer Qualieta.
Thank you, Royden. I'm honored to join you here tonight to recognize the achievements of our volunteers and newcomers to the profession. Tonight, we celebrate a total of 7 exceptional individuals across inductees into PEO's Order of Honor and 3 award recipients. PEO's Order of Honor is an honorary society which recognizes professional engineers who have rendered conspicuous service to the engineering profession. This evening, 2 individuals will be inducted as members of the Order of Honor, commemorating their substantial contributions to the operation of the engineering profession and the improvement of its status. 2 more individuals will be inducted as officers of the Order of Honor for having shown many years of sustained leadership that has greatly contributed to the operation of the engineering profession. In addition, we will be celebrating the recipients of the Gordon M. Sterling, V.G. Smith, and S.E. Wolf Awards. The Gordon M. Sterling Award recognizes engineering interns who demonstrate leadership potential within the engineering profession. The S.E. Wolf Award is presented to the engineer whose thesis received the highest mark of all those presented during the past year. And the V.G. Smith Award is presented to an engineer who achieved the highest examination standing during the year. Each year, June 23rd marks International Women in Engineering Day, and I am delighted to see that women are well represented in this year's awardees. As we continue to progress on PEO's current strategic plan, we will ensure that all of our work reflects the values of equity, diversity, and inclusion in line with our anti-racism and equity code. Moreover, seeing the women engineers and EITs we're recognizing tonight, as well as recognizing PEO's first visible minority president, shows me we're off to a great start. Inspiring individuals, including those we are recognizing tonight, serve as wonderful role models for the next generation of engineers. Before I close, I leave you with a prediction. I think we'll be seeing many more women in the profession and in the Order of Honor in coming years. In 2021, the percentage of women receiving their engineering license from PEO rose to almost 21%, and I'm confident this trend will continue, fostering new generation of women engineers to help lead and make important contributions to the profession. Thank you. Let's now pay tribute to tonight's inductees.
Thank you, Jennifer. Our first presentation is the V.G. Smith Award. The award is presented annually to a professional engineer who obtained their license by writing technical exams to meet academic requirements and who gained the highest mark of those candidates who completed examinations that same year.
The 2022 recipient of the V.G. Smith Award is Jianing Zhou, PEng. Jianing is receiving the award for successfully completing 9 technical exams with an average mark of 93% for his top 3 exams. Jianing holds a Bachelor of Engineering degree from the Harbin Institute of Architectural and Civil Engineering and a Master's of Engineering degree from the Harbin Institute of Technology, and now works as an engineer with Front Top Engineering Limited. Jianing, on behalf of PEO, congratulations on your achievement and welcome to the profession.
Hi everybody, my name is Jianing Zhou. I'm pleased, honored, and humbled to accept the 2022 V.G. Smith Award to join the past recipients who I have long admired and respected. A very special thanks to the Council of Professional Engineers Ontario for selecting me as the winner of the award. Thank you those who nominate me and support my nomination. And of course, thank you to my family and friends for always supporting me. During my career, I have the opportunity to collaborate with many fun and smart people and with a very large number of colleagues. I would like to thank you all. Just to give a little bit perspective of my life in the past few years. Many years ago, when I immigrated to Canada, there's a lot of things I have to deal with. The language problems, the different education systems, the different culture. It's not easy for me, but finally I succeeded. Of course, I really enjoyed studying and I learned the challenge things. I will use my knowledge to devote society. In conclusion, it has been a lot of fun working in this field, and it has been very rewarding for me to be a member of PEO. Thank you very much.
Our next presentation is the S.E. Wolf Thesis Award. This award is given annually to a professional engineer who obtained their license following the completion of PEO's technical examination program, in which the candidate submitted an engineering report judged to be the best of all reports received that year, and whose thesis was awarded the highest mark of all those presented the same year.
The 2022 recipient of the S.E. Wolf Thesis Award is Canfi Xiang, PEng. Canfi receives the award for his engineering report, Practical Industrial Control Panel Designs and Wiring Techniques to Reduce Electrical Noise. He received a mark of 97%. Canfi earned an electrical engineering diploma from Humber College and now works as an electrical designer at Honda of Canada Manufacturing in Alliston. Canfi, on behalf of PEO, congratulations on your achievement and welcome to the profession.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Canfi Xiang. I'm the 2022 Wolf Thesis Award winner. I'm very happy and honored. When I graduated from Humber College in 2003, I only got an electrical engineering diploma. I thank you, PEO, for admitting me to the technical engineering program and provided me with support for the exams. Without this path, I would never have a chance to become a professional engineer. I also thankful my wife and my children who always supported me. Without them, I would not have a chance because I have to go to libraries to study. I cannot be with the family during my studies. I also thankful my fellow professional engineer, Iwan, Derek Wilson, and Dimitro, who willing to put in signatures on my engineering experience record and also mentoring me. Lastly, but not the least, I thank you, the World Thesis Award founder who setting up this award. This award encourages more young people to pursue engineering as a career. I'm very proud to be a professional engineer and proud to be awarded this World Thesis Award. Thank you very much.
This evening, we honor the outstanding leadership ability of one individual through a special award. The G. Gordon M. Sterling Engineering Intern Award recognizes the leadership potential of engineering interns registered in good standing with PO's Engineering Intern Program, also known as the EIT program. Those selected for the award have demonstrated leadership in their community, are committed to assuming leadership responsibilities within the engineering profession, and have identified a professional development opportunity that can be funded by the award's $3,500 value and that is suitable to their needs and aspirations. The recipient also agrees to share back the leadership knowledge they gain from this award with their PO peers and within the engineering profession.
The 2023 recipient of the G. Gordon M. Sterling Engineering Intern Award is May Marifat, EIT. An engineering graduate of Sharif University of Technology in Iran and holding a Master of Science and a PhD in Chemical Engineering from the University of Alberta, May is a station build advisor with Enbridge, a multinational pipeline and energy company. At work, May has demonstrated her leadership potential as an integrity plan team lead, leading a team contributing to the safety and reliability of natural gas facilities. She also served as Vice Chair of Strategy and Governance at the Young Energy Professionals Network, a platform for connecting young professionals to solve energy and sustainability challenges. May is passionate about supporting a diverse workforce that embraces inclusion and empowering young women engineers in their careers. Her commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion is reflected in her volunteer activities, including co-chair of the Diversity and Inclusion Task Force team at Enbridge and president of the Society of Women Engineers Toronto. May, congratulations on your award.
I'm deeply honored and grateful to receive the 2023 PO Sterling Award. This recognition means a great deal to me, and I'm humbled to be selected amongst a talented pool of aspiring engineers. I would like to thank the selection committee for acknowledging my efforts and achievements in pursuit of leadership development. I have been fortunate to work along many talented and dedicated engineers and have the guidance of many mentors who have supported me throughout my engineering journey. I'm grateful for their encouragement and guidance, which have helped me develop the competence and confidence necessary for becoming an effective and inclusive leader. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my family for their unwavering support in helping me pursue my career goals and passions. At times that I spent hours and weekends working towards my volunteering commitments outside of work, their encouragements and sacrifices have been instrumental in my success, and I'm truly blessed to have them in my life. Receiving this award is a reminder of the importance of continuous learning and development in the engineering profession. I look forward to using the opportunities this award provides as a stepping stone towards my future as a leader in the engineering industry and to continue contributing to the engineering profession and giving back to the community. Once again, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the PEO Selection Committee for this recognition and incredible honor.
It is now my pleasure to introduce Rakesh Shrestha, Chair of the Order of Honor Selection Committee, to MC the 2023 Order of Honor Induction Ceremony. Rakesh.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight we celebrate those who, through their voluntary service to Professional Engineers Ontario, have helped shape the regulator and the engineering profession. They will join PEO's Order of Honor, which, as President Fraser noted, has undergone several recent changes to become more transparent and streamlined, to eliminate subjectivity and to better reflect PEO's regulatory mandate. Beginning this year, nominations to the order will see contributions to the profession quantified into a point system, and will also recognize contribution to justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion initiatives and their social impacts. The nomination changes will also see fewer years of service required for each classification, and the number of engineers needed to nominate someone is being decreased to 3. We'll also introduce online nominations via the PEO portal on our website. However, while we introduce changes to the order, its purpose remains the same: to honor professional engineers who have rendered remarkable service to the engineering profession. PEO's more than 600 volunteers share a desire to make a difference in their professional and local communities by contributing their time and knowledge to help self-regulate the profession. PEO relies on volunteer leaders, presidents, counselors, committee and task force chairs, and members to provide direction and leadership for the regulator and the profession. And at the chapter level, across PEO's 36 chapters, volunteers work to welcome new license holders to the profession, provide networking and professional development opportunities to members, raise public awareness of PEO's regulatory role, promote STEM careers with local students, and strengthen ties between engineers and their local communities. Through their volunteer efforts, tonight's recipients have made significant impacts on engineering in their own communities, at PEO, and the broader profession. It is this selfless service to the profession that distinguishes each of those we invest into the Professional Engineers Ontario Order of Honor. Assisting in the investiture this evening is my colleague Ken McMartin, a companion of the Order, past chair of the Order of Honor Selection Committee, and a past PEO president who will invest each recipient. Now let's begin. The member designation honors those who have served the engineering profession by contributing substantially to its operation through voluntary service to PEO. Members of the Order of Honor receive a lapel pin featuring the gold and silver symbol of the order mounted above a silver bar. They also receive a medallion on a silver ribbon. Our first 2 inductees tonight will be invested as members of the order. Our first recipient tonight is Thomas Chong.
My name is Thomas Chong, a mechanical engineer, and I have been a member of PO since 1976 and a volunteer with PO since 2002. I became a chartered engineer in the UK in 1974. Then, Nortel Canada hired me directly from London, England to work as a corporate engineering manager, overseeing the Canadian engineering operation at its head office in Toronto. As an immigrant to Canada, I'm very thankful to the country which I called home. I always want to give back to Canadian society and the engineering profession by volunteering at PO. I started as a grassroots volunteer at PO York chapter in 2002. In 2006, I was elected to PO Council as the East Central Region Councillor in the largest region of PO, looking after 6 chapters. I also started working at various central committees, including the Audit, Finance, Executive Committee, Discipline, Human Resources, Regional Councillors, Legislations, OSPI-PO Joint Relations, and the Central Election and Search Committees, as well as the repeal of Industrial Exception Task Force. I was elected as the Vice President of PO in 2013 and then President and Chair of PO in 2015. It is important for engineers to volunteer at PO because engineering volunteers are the feeder group in succession planning for the PO Council and Central Committees. They also help increase the relevancy of PO to its members and continuously improve PO's value as a modern regulator. I will continue to volunteer for the betterment of our profession and strengthening PO to meet tomorrow's challenges. I was very emotional after hearing I was being inducted as a member of the Order of Honor. I'm very honored and humbled to be recognized and to receive this award.
Thomas Chung, I hereby invest you as a member in Professional Engineers Ontario Order of Honor. Congratulations.
Fellow engineers and guests, I'm really honored and humbled to receive today's PO Order of Honor Award. My 22 years journey volunteering at PO started from a request for volunteers from the PO York chapter newsletter in 2001. I'm grateful for the mentorship of many past chairs of York chapter, starting from Habib Sambar to Edward Poon, Jeff Mark, Matthew C., just to name a few. The chapter experience has prepared me for volunteering at the provincial level of PO and beyond. I would like to thank the PO Awards Committee for selecting me for this award. Special thanks to my nominators, lead nominator George Comrie, Peter DeVita, Val Banday, Nanda Lukwin, Nubar Tezkasian, and Changiz Saad. It has been my privilege working with you and learning from you all. I'm also grateful to my employer, the Ontario government, particularly Deputy Minister Stephen Rose, mentoring me to be an inclusive leader. I would like to dedicate this award to my mom and dad and my family, in particular, to the love of my life, my wife Lily, who has supported me all along the way. Thank you, Lily. I could not have done it without you. Also to my children, Derek and Jennifer, for their love and support throughout my career-long service. Last but not the least, I'm thankful to the wonderful staff of PEO, working diligently to help Council make informed decisions and to move PEO forward. Thank you.
Our next member inductee is Lindsay Keats.
My name is Lindsay Keats. I am a civil engineer and I have been volunteering with the PO since 2009. I am a lead operations engineer with the Ministry of Transportation. I am responsible for managing and designing the rehabilitation of our provincial highways in northeastern Ontario, as well as the structures. I also look after the maintenance patrol yards and commercial vehicle inspection facilities. I was attending our chapter's annual Engineering Day Symposium, and I asked my manager if they needed any volunteers. I attended the very next chapter executive meeting and took on a very active role with our science fair. I have held many roles in the chapter, including secretary, vice chair, chair, past chair, as well as chairing or assisting with most of our committees, notably our Engineering Day Symposium, Student Night, and membership outreach. My most rewarding experience is bringing our chapter members together at our events and seeing the bonds that they share. Through volunteering, I've made what I expect will be some lifelong relationships with some of my fellow members. As a volunteer, I am still hoping to accomplish getting more members out to our events and engaged in what is happening at head office and reinforcing the importance of our profession to them and the role that the regulator can play. And hopefully, I can encourage more volunteers to come out. I feel my biggest accomplishment is being able to be a lifeline between our chapter members and head office when they reach out to the chapter for assistance. I am especially proud of chairing our chapter's Engineering Day Symposium on several occasions. This is where we host over 100 local engineers and technologists, as well as delegates from PEO, OSET, OSPI, Engineers Canada, and our 3 local politicians. In particular, I had the honor of hosting our 50th celebration of the event, a milestone of which our chapter is very proud of. When I received notification that I was being inducted to the Order of Honor, it was a very emotional and proud moment. Volunteering with a chapter is something that I'm very passionate about and something that is very dear to me. To be recognized for doing something I love is truly an honor to me.
Lindsay Keats, I hereby invest you as a member in Professional Engineers Ontario Order of Honor. Congratulations.
Good evening, fellow engineers, EITs, and honorees. It is with immense pride and gratitude that I am here today to accept this honor. Volunteering and giving back to our profession has been an important aspect of my engineering career, one that I hope the impact made through my volunteer experience is at least equal to what I feel I've gained through it. While PEO is a regulatory body, I truly believe that it cannot be successful without its volunteers and outreach to both its membership and our communities. Our profession is a noble one, but one that's not often truly understood. And through our volunteer work, we have an opportunity to really showcase the importance of our profession in our everyday lives in all that we do. I want to offer my sincere thank you to my nomination team, Danielle, Luke, Karen, Mark, and Jerry, who amongst being amazing people are also valuable volunteers who deserve the recognition as well. Thank you also to the awards committee for seeing in me someone worthy of this important recognition. I would like to thank my family for always being there to support me in every decision I've made and for encouraging me to reach for my goals. Without their support, my volunteering efforts would not be possible. Once again, thank you for this honor.
Our next 2 award recipients this evening will be invested as officers of the order. The rank of officer is bestowed upon those who have served the engineering profession for many years and whose sustained leadership has contributed greatly to its operation or improvement in its status. In recognition of their contributions, officers receive the Order of Honor pin mounted above a blue bar. They also receive a medallion on a blue ribbon. Our first officer inductee is Annette Bergeron.
Good evening. My name is Annette Bergeron, and I'm a metallurgical engineer. I was a volunteer for PEO in the late 90s and then again for another decade up until 2019. I was inspired to pursue engineering by my father. I decided to follow in his footsteps. I started my professional engineering career as a production engineer on a steel mill floor and then teaching in the engineering faculty at Queen's University. I got into volunteering with PEO when my son first started school. I volunteered for what was then the PEO's Engineer in Residence program. I ran science activities at his school. About 15 years later, I decided to upgrade and run for PEO president. So I was on PEO Council for 3 years, and right after that, I represented PEO on the Engineers Canada Board, where I served as president and did a 6-year term there. I feel my biggest accomplishments as a PEO volunteer has to be chairing the task forces on continuous professional development, or PEAK, starting back in around 2015. Serving as PEO president and observing the other 11 regulators across Canada gave me the perspective and the motivation to impact PEO as a regulator with respect to CPD. That's the short form for continuous professional development. Now, 8 years later, continuous professional development, known as PEAK, is now mandatory for PEO license holders. Volunteers can support and advance PEO's regulatory mandate in a number of ways. The most impactful way is to run for council or encourage qualified license holders to run for council. Council makes the decision that advances PEO's regulatory mandate. Or you could volunteer for one of PEO's regulatory committees or task forces. If you don't have time, and at a bare minimum, make sure that you vote in PEO's council elections every year. My most rewarding experience as a PEO volunteer has been meeting so many wonderful engineers from across Canada and across Ontario, many of whom are still friends to this day. And that's something that money can't buy. I am so proud of our engineers and want us to be the best regulated profession in Canada. Why can't we be? My reaction when I learned I was being inducted as an officer into the Order of Honor is I was extremely humbled. There are so many wonderful engineers who have been leaders and volunteers in our profession in the Order, and I am humbled to join their ranks.
Annette Bergeron, I hereby invest you as an officer in Professional Engineers Ontario Order of Honor. Congratulations.
Good evening. I'd like to start by thanking my nominator for this award, Sandra Ausma, and thank you to all of the colleagues that supported me and wrote letters of support in the nomination package. I am truly humbled. I'd like to thank my family. When I became president of PEO, I was a single mom, and we all know it takes a village to raise children. So my parents stepped in and looked after my teenagers while I had to be away. The PEO headquarters is 2.5 hours from my home, so obviously travel was always involved. So I'd like to thank my parents, Lou and Lucille Saunier. I'd like to thank my children for their patience while mom did this job, Napoleon and Noelle Bergeron. And Noelle Bergeron went on to become an engineer, so I'm very proud of her. I'd like to thank my husband, Richard Christie, for his unending support and attending all those events with me cheerfully by my side. I'd like to say that I'm proud to have been the 6th woman president of PEO back in 2013 and 14. And I like to serve as a role model for women engineers in Ontario, a very visible role model. And I hope that women continue to enroll in engineering and pursue this wonderful career. Thank you all very much again.
Our next officer inductee and final inductee of the evening is Warren Turnbull.
Hello, I'm am Warren Turnbull, and I graduated in 1975 as an electrical engineer from the University of Waterloo. I chose to pursue a career in engineering because I wanted to know how things worked, whether they could work better, or whether something totally new could do it better than what was currently available. I began my career with DuPont Canada, Inc. After a number of positions in customer technical service, product development, market development, I ultimately landed as VP Sales and Marketing. I've been retired since 2008. My first volunteering experience with PEO was with the North Bay chapter, where someone there introduced me to the science fair and asked me to act as a judge in the regional science fair. The experience of working with the students or budding engineers, the public, and our licensees throughout that process inspired my next 17 years of volunteering with PEO. After the science fair, I joined the North Bay chapter executive, and then a couple of years as chair. I joined the Oakville chapter board at that point and was on the board for 5 years, and then decided to make a run for regional councillor. And I managed to get successfully re-elected a couple more times so that I finished a 6-year term, and that was the limit of time I could spend. Since then, I've been working as vice chair of the Discipline Committee for PEO. It's so important for engineers to volunteer with their regulator so that they have a part in determining how they are going to be regulated. They need to take an active role and make things happen. Well, I think my most rewarding experience was the 6 years I spent as West Central Regional Councillor. I believe I helped guide the organization through our transition to a modern right touch regulator focused on protecting the public interest. I am really thankful to have had the opportunities that I have to give back to the profession, and I hope that I can continue to do that for several more years at least. Well, my initial reaction was surprise, but I was ecstatic to hear that I was being recognized this way, and I feel really proud and honored to be receiving or inducted into the Order of Honor.
Warren Turnbull, I hereby invest you as an officer in Professional Engineers Ontario Order of Honor. Congratulations.
Good evening, distinguished guests, fellow engineers, and ladies and gentlemen. I'm Warren Turnbull, and I'm extremely grateful and humbled to be invested as an officer of the Order of Honor. I especially want to thank my nominators, Jeffrey Lee, Victoria Hilburn, Ishwar Bhatia, Lisa McCumber, and Darla Campbell, as well as the members of the Awards Committee for their time and effort to make this award happen. I must go way back to the early 1980s to thank the members of the North Bay chapter who encouraged me to volunteer as a judge at the Regional Science Fair. This initial involvement inspired 17 years and still counting of volunteering with PEO. I must also thank the members of the Oakville chapter for their support from 2010 and their encouragement to run for regional councillor. I really appreciate that their support and friendship continues today. I would be remiss if I didn't mention Matthew Ang, now deceased, who was the chapter manager when I first was elected as West Central Region Councillor. His support, mentoring, and friendship helped me so much during the early years of my tenure as councillor. My thanks to PEO and my fellow professionals for having afforded me the opportunity to give back to PEO in a meaningful way. Finally, I thank my wife for her support both in my work roles and my voluntary efforts at PEO. I'm proud to be a licensed professional engineer and very honored and pleased to have been invested as an officer of the Order of Honor. Thank you all very much and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you. This marks the end of the 2023 Order of Honor induction ceremony. Thank you to everyone here for helping to celebrate these deserving recipients.
Thank you, Rakesh and Ken, for emceeing and presenting the Order of Honor induction ceremony. And my sincere congratulations to all of tonight's inductees. And now, I would like to introduce PO's special guest speaker, Engineer Catherine Karakazanis, to say a few words. Catherine is past president of PO, OSPI, and Engineers Canada, and now she's president-elect of the International Federation of Consulting Engineers. She's a recipient of multiple prestigious engineering awards, including PO Order of Honor Companion, Ontario Professional Engineers Gold Medal, and Engineers Canada Gold Medal. Please welcome Catherine Karakazanis.
Bonsoir and good evening. I'm Catherine Karakazanis, and I'm delighted to have been asked to address you tonight. I am the Chief Operating Officer of Morrison Hershfield, an employee-owned consulting engineering firm with offices across North America. And I have been fortunate to serve my profession in various leadership roles, including as past president of PEO, OSPI, and Engineers Canada. I'm grateful for the opportunity to continue to serve my profession as I embark on my new volunteer role as chair and president of the Federation of International Consulting Engineers, representing 100 countries and over 1.5 million engineers around the world. I would like to begin by thanking PEO's president, Royden Fraser, and the new CEO registrar, Jennifer Qualietta, for inviting me to speak at this year's ceremony. Although I would have preferred to be with you all in person, I'm grateful for the opportunity to share my thoughts through this video message. During my term as president in 2009 and 2010, we set a strategic course for PEO to become a world leader in self-regulation. It has been incredibly inspiring to see that vision come to life, and for PEO to continue to strive for excellence in the engineering profession and self-regulation. As a companion of the Order of Honor, I'm proud of the work that PEO has done to become a world leader in self-regulation, and I believe that this progress can be attributed to the hard work and dedication of its volunteers alongside the very capable PEO staff over the many years. The Order of Honor is PEO's highest volunteer recognition program. It recognizes extraordinary volunteers who have made a substantial contribution to support PEO's statutory mandate to regulate the engineering profession in Ontario and to protect the public interest. Tonight's Order of Honor recipients have done just that and are very deserving of this recognition. They have rendered conspicuous service to the profession. So let me add my heartfelt congratulations to all those invested into PEO's Order of Honor this evening: Annette, Warren, Thomas, and Lindsay. Also, congratulations to the recipients of the G. Gordon M. Sterling Engineering Intern Award, the S.E. Wolf Thesis Award, and the V.G. Smith Award. Lastly, I want to emphasize the importance of volunteers in supporting PEO's efforts to become the world leader in self-regulation. Volunteers are the backbone of PEO, and I commend them for their continuing contributions, which are essential to its success. Thank you again for inviting me to speak at this event, and I look forward to continuing to serve my profession and to seeing you all soon. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you, Catherine. There were many people who contributed to tonight's ceremony that I'd like to now acknowledge and thank.
Thank you to the PEO Order of Honor Selection Committee members who searched for candidates, evaluated the nomination packages received, and made recommendations to PEO Council. Thank you to PEO staff who worked on the administration, publicity, vignettes, citations, and production for this evening's presentation and virtual ceremony. And thank you to all those who submitted and/or contributed to a nomination. We acknowledge the perseverance and dedication it takes to prepare a nomination package, collect the information, and organize the submission. Receiving well-prepared nominations across a broad diversity of candidates is critical to PEO's Order of Honor program success. Congratulations once again to the Smith, Wolf, and Sterling Award winners, as well as all those inducted into PEO's Order of Honor this evening. Your exceptional service and contributions to PEO and the engineering profession are appreciated. Thank you to PEO special guest speaker Catherine Karakatsanis for sharing her inspirational experience about volunteer leadership. And to you, the audience, thank you all for sharing this evening with us. We hope you learned a bit more about PEO, the engineering profession, and its leaders and supporters. Good night.